Hey, this is Pastor Matt Gunderman over here at the Wademan Church of the Nazarene. And I've been talking to lots of people about this idea of smoking marijuana. As you know, it is, maybe you didn't know, but it's legal here in Michigan. So therefore, we are seeing places that grow it, dispensaries or whatever they're called. There's around our area, there's probably, maybe in our county, I bet there's at least 10, maybe more of these places. And it is becoming very popular. We can't even go to a store or even like a campground without smelling marijuana. It's just become very, very common. And there's this whole idea, well, should a Christian smoke marijuana? And it's a question I think that we need to ask because it is becoming, again, so common, not just outside the church, but in the church. And I'm wondering, what are some of the arguments that people had for it? One of them I've heard from people is, well, it's natural and God made it. That is a very interesting thought because, yes, marijuana is a natural thing. And yes, God did make it. That is true. But if we compare that to other things that are natural, and we think about the uses of those things, I think it's really important that we take a look at this, because I had a pastor say, well, yes, rocks are natural too. But if I take a rock and I throw it at someone or I hit them up against the head, that wasn't its intended use, just to being a little comical. There was another guy that I know that had smoked marijuana for decades. And I was talking to him about it. And I said, well, there's a lot of other things that are natural too. Like if we use that argument, poison ivy is natural too. But that doesn't mean we should eat it or light it on fire in our mouth. And just because I'm just this way. I said, what about hamsters? Hamsters are natural too. What if we put a hamster in our mouth and we lit the tail on fire? Just because something is natural, poison dart frogs are natural too. So I don't know if that argument really stands. But I will tell you is hard on this subject or is facetious that I've been or sarcastic. I really feel for you. If you are addicted to marijuana and you're struggling with it and you're trying to figure out what should a Christian do or what should I do, maybe you don't even have a faith. I really think we have to figure this out, because is it right or wrong? I think we need to look at this. The other thing that I've heard is, it helps me relax. Well, I think that it's good to be relaxed. I think there's a level that we should have. I think everyone should have some time of relaxation during the day. But I also wonder if this marijuana becomes a thing of dependence. And because we are so addicted to it that we can't really function. And it helps us to relax to the point where other things maybe they don't matter as much as they should. They're not as a priority. And we're just kind of mellow all the time. I think there's a level that that's not good there. I don't believe it's a good thing. The other thing I've heard is, well, it helps with pain. Now, I would say this, for me, this may be a gray area, maybe. If there was a doctor that could prescribe the amount where it wouldn't make us high, or they took like the CBD stuff, you could take the part TH whatever that makes you high, you could take that out of there and you could still have the pain relief. I think that'd be acceptable. I think that might be something in a way that honors God. But I'm wondering, isn't there other things that can help with pain? And I don't know. I don't know how it works, but I do believe that there are ways, because of the science now, where you can take the stuff that actually causes you to get high right out of that be medicated then. So I'm wondering if we look at this Bible verse, so it's in 2 Peter, talks about being sober-minded. And this idea that if we're not sober-minded, the problem is that the devil basically is looking around, looking for someone to devour. I believe that when we are weak and when we are distracted, I believe that's when the enemy can sneak in. So for me, I don't believe that marijuana is a good thing. I believe that it makes us distracted. It becomes an idol, something that we turn to rather than God. And I believe what it does is it makes us kind of numb to things that are important. I believe that it can hinder us spiritually. I don't think I've ever heard someone say, what I really want to be as a husband, as a wife, as a father, as just a person, what I really want to be is a drug addict, or I really want to be someone that has an addiction problem that I can't stop. I've never also heard anyone say, as a Christian, if I could just be more addicted to marijuana, I think it would really help me grow spiritually. I've never heard someone say, wow, I think I will follow God a lot better if I got high. So I don't think these things matter. Also, the other question was, well, is marijuana like alcohol? Can you just have just a little bit? And can you do it like the moderation thing? And the person that was asked kind of shook his head and said, I don't think it works that way. The other thing is, so could you see, talking about moderation, could you see a pastor or a prominent person, could you see them maybe sip a little bit of wine or some sort of alcohol, not to get drunk, but just to get a little drink? Maybe. But could you see your pastor, realistically, if they're really going to follow God, could you see them smoke a joint right after service? Do you think that would be a beneficial thing? And if we're honest, the answer is no. So if you are, please understand, I am not trying to tell you that you're a lost cause or a terrible person. But if you're really going to follow Christ, my opinion, from my understanding, is that marijuana and what it does to a person is at odds with the gospel, because it opens a person up it opens them up to the enemy getting a foothold in there and them not being alert and sober-minded. Someone said, well, I think, I really believe that caffeine is a drug too. Well, caffeine actually will make you more alert. It doesn't kind of make you have fuzzy thinking like you're walking around in the fog. Caffeine usually, in the right amounts, right? I'm not talking about a Monster energy drink or something more than that, which makes your heart beat out of your chest and makes you almost sick. Caffeine in the right amounts will just kind of make you more alert to your situation. Coffee, maybe pop, Coke, Mountain Dew, whatever it is. So I'm just telling you, I don't believe here, I'll leave it with this. I don't believe that you can, if you were to ask God, you had a conversation with him, you said, God, is it okay for me to smoke marijuana or to eat it? I don't think he would say, I think it's really good for your faith. I don't think that would happen. So if you're struggling, and I apologize, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I'm seeing so much of this, and I think we need to address it. I know many, many people that attend church that have this struggle. So I'm wondering, is it possible that you need to surrender this to God so that you can grow in your faith more and not be hindered? Because I think, in my opinion, that marijuana is a hindrance for you and your faith. All right. Love you all. We'll see you in a little bit as I do another video. Bye.